That's the backboard for supporting the counter. And it's right where it wants to be. Any drops will go that way, but not very fast, so I'm not worried. Here's the front one. And it's doing exactly the same thing, which is what I want. That means the two of them are parallel. Let's go this way. Bubble means that any water's coming towards the front, it's not going to puddle in the back. That's what you want when you're making up your countertop. Checking again at the other end, and that's more level, but still, on this one, drops are going that way, but not very fast. So, I very carefully cut the wood so that those two would be the same. And they're not, of course, but I can deal with that. From there to there is just under 23 inches, which means the piece that goes between them, 19 3/4, okay? And that fits perfectly. Here, let me show you. So that's going to fit nicely there. Yeah, I didn't tighten it all the way in. I can do that. Not going to do it at this moment. But I got to tell you, I've mellowed. There was a time when I would have left that leg at 94 degrees or 85 or whatever that is. But now, I mean, just to annoy my wife. But now, what do we got? No, not good enough. Come on. Too much. Back the other way. That looks pretty. Now I'm going to leave it at exactly 90 degrees because that's the right way to do it. All right, so what I have is star-shaped, and they're the correct length, okay? You're symmetric from one side to the other, and it doesn't poke through. Actually, I'm going to do it from the inside of the cabinet and attach the wood. That way, you can't see it. Pretty clever. But it took me an hour to find the stupid bit. I actually borrowed this from Blue. Yep, it's a 6-pointed bit, and it perfectly fits. If I lose this, I'm going to have to buy a new set so he has his matching set. I don't want to do that, so I'm going to be careful. I know, these are deck screws. Okay, that's in. Now what we do, we take the star bit out, we put the drill bit in. You always do one first, okay? If you don't do one first, none of the holes are going to line up. Get the next lined up. Perfect. Kind of countersunk that one a little bit, but it's not coming out on the other side, so all is good. back. Ever do this? You'll rip your fingers off. Yeah, I know. More advice that you don't need. Now take this off. And now I'm only going to drill one more hole. Come on, get in there. I know I said 4, but oh well. Oh, come on. But 3, I mean, stop that. 3 is going to provide all the support, and it's not going to tweak. Done. What I have here is a screw that would normally be used for attaching metal roofing to the deck of the roof. This is overkill. You don't need anything this severe, okay? I know that. But for me, it was free because it was left over from a former project. Like I said, I'm scavenging parts. On this side, I have 3 screws, okay? And on the inside, I've got 1. That'll hold it in place. I'm not worried. On this side, 3 screws. On the inside, I've got 1. That will hold it more than secure. I am a happy camper. Also, I've got the screws on the outside where it can possibly be seen. That'll make it look pretty. That's just for impressive, okay? And one more thing to try. All right, does that little DeWalt have power? This is not an advertisement, okay? There's the head of the screw. Snapped it clean off. It drove it in so hard that the screw was still driving and the head went and popped that clean off. I wasted 15 cents. Wah. And it's a good thing these brackets have extra holes because I wound up using them. All right, so what do we got here? Put the counter in place, and it's not screwed in, it's not attached. My next chore will be, is it hard enough? Yeah, I think we could go table dancing on that. Not that anyone wants to see me table dancing, but what we'll do is we'll have little L-shaped brackets. We'll attach them to the support boards and leave the open one up, okay, and close to where the counter's going to sit. And we'll put on, a dozen of them. Doesn't matter. Then what we do is we run a bead of caulk around it, set the counter in place, and then, because the adhesive dries, I've got a half an hour. Because the adhesive dries slowly, then I will go zoom, zoom, zoom on all of those dozen. I'll just lay on my back and look up, and I'll hope not to get any of these to fall in my eyeballs. That's most uncomfortable. So yeah, we're coming right along. We've got a counter out here, and it's going to get a sink. That's the important bit, and we're not even up to that. We're going to get a sink and put it in place so that we can make our wine and beer with a beautiful view of the yard. Reason being, you always spill a little bit, and it's sugar water. And do you want sugar water in the house or out of the house? Trust me, any place in Florida's got ants. You want everything to happen where you don't care about the ants. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm about done for the night. I've got another hour till sundown on a happy Friday. So yeah, that means I'm going to go fix some dinner, and we will see you when we get the next step ready.